Hey everyone, please check out my Patreon page. I'm sure you'll enjoy it, and there's a lot of nice prizes that are given monthly. I want to take just a second and congratulate my newest patron, Clint C. Happy to have you on the team. Afternoon, YouTube. This is Chuck Jennels. I want to thank you for stopping by. And what I'm doing here, I'm in the shop. You can probably tell by my voice. But I'm getting my dry washer ready to go. I'm sure you've seen in some of my videos that I had the dry washer out, and it's an incredible piece of equipment. Really light, really easy to handle. Uses two-stroke gas, and the orange thing there is a Echo leaf blower. And on one side there's a lid that fits on top of a 5-gallon bucket, and it's made into a vacuum so you can vacuum cracks. So anyhow, what I wanted to show you is how light and how adaptable this thing is. But give me just a second, I'll show you something. Okay, what I've done with this blower, this is a piece of 1/4 inch, I don't think this is it's a kind of plexiglass, or anyhow, it's PVC plate. Put it on the bottom, made a plate for it so you're not sucking up dirt. And on this end I got a hose fitting for an RV, and it fits like these here. These are the same. So that's what I use for the dry washer, this motor. And because it's got this 5-gallon bucket lid on this side, you just turn it over, put it on there, and when you fire this up, it'll suck that motor down on there, so it's a real tight fit, and you can vacuum out cracks. And we vacuum up 5-gallon buckets of dirt sometimes. So that's part of the how good this piece of equipment is. The other thing is, if you want to go to the creek and you got a little ways to walk, maybe you're in a place where you're not going to need the vacuum. It's really easy. So what you do, you don't have that much equipment. Basically what you see here is what you have. You can see on the other side, I got the pick and shovel. So typically what we do, you can pick this up very easily, because it's this, I'm not even sure, I think it's a 16 gauge aluminum, the whole thing. So your hose is wrapped around here, but what you do is you pick it up and you carry it by this handle, put your shovel in here, like yo, and you can, what I normally do is hook my gas can on back here, and then on the other side, do the same thing, only put the pick in. So everything's on here except for the motor. So you got the motor in one hand, and everything else is all tied together on the dry washer itself. Makes it really easy to move around. It will move a lot of material. It will move, I would say it will move almost as much as a high banker, maybe more. The downside of this piece of equipment is your dirt has to be almost perfectly dry. And the other downside could be, depending on where you live, some states won't let you do it, especially a state that has a lot of moisture in the ground, you know, it's wet, like Colorado. I think you could dry wash in places, but I don't know how many places. So I'll show you something here in a minute, how dry the dirt has to be. Okay, what you're looking at here is some of the some dredge tailings from somewhere, but this has been sitting out and it's dry. But I mean, it's dry. It makes dust here in the shop. It's really, really dry. That's what you need to get the best out of a dry washer. But if it isn't that dry, you can run it through 2 or 3 times. And if you're really wanting to dry wash really bad, you can take a weed burner, propane torch weed burner, and dry the ground that way. But that's the biggest downside, is everything has to be so dry to get the maximum out of it, to get its proficiency up. Because a lot of people say, oh yeah, the proficiency, they're only 80% efficient to catch gold. And that's not true. They're a lot higher than that. And we found a lot of gold and a lot of nuggets with it. So anyhow, I was going to run this, and I've got a little bit of bronchitis going on. So I think maybe I won't today. But I'll come back tomorrow maybe, and after I'm feeling a little bit better, and I'll run that. And I got some other sand I want to run to see if there's anything in it. So anyhow, that's it for now. I'll be back, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, I'm getting ready to pull this outside, and if you ever get a chance to get one of these gorilla carts, I think Lowe's or Home Depot has these. They're not exactly cheap. I think they're like $100 or something. But you can load it all up, and it's actually got a tilt. If you pull this handle here on the front, you got a tilt box if you're hauling dirt or whatever you need to do. So it's really good, and you can haul all your equipment at one time. And I don't get anything from Gorilla Carts for saying that. I just really like this piece of equipment. Guys, I'm going to try to show you how easy this thing is to set up also. So as you can see, that took a matter of seconds. Show you some of the particulars here. This rod adjusts the top piece here. That adjusts your grizzly. The chain adjusts your sluice. Now the sluice being a dry washer, is different than a regular sluice. So this is the top of the sluice where your material goes in, up here at the top here. Let's see what you're seeing here. But notice the riffles are backwards. Dirt comes down this way, and that is because the blower here, the blower is blowing air into here, into your fan, and you notice the fan has a counterweight that makes it shake. So as the air comes up through the back of this sluice, you notice here on the back side, it's kind of dirty, but all the back of these riffles have silicone. So that creates a dead air space in the back of the riffle rack. And that's it for that. I mean, it's a real simple piece of equipment. So this one was actually made by a friend of mine, and that's why the name on the side of this is Weekend Gold. He passed away years ago. He made a mountain of these things, and anyhow, they were really good, but I changed mine. I built a new riffle rack, and these riffles are much deeper than his. I built a whole new grizzly up here at the top with the wings on it here. These wings help when you're throwing dirt in the back, so you don't overflow and throw it over the side or miss, because after a while you get tired shoveling dirt. So anyhow, let's get started here, and I'm going to run that first little batch of dirt. I mentioned briefly about the hose fittings. These are sewer fittings for an RV. This one has the male pins. So instead of having to do a tool, you just do just like that, and it's done.
No tools, no nothing. So, that being that, I think we're going to be able to run here in a second. Well, wait a minute. I didn't show you like I always do. You got to remember I use this machine a lot, so. What you're seeing here is stickers, Ron F, Vendetta, Secret Creek, Eminem Prospecting. Don't know what's on the other side. Over here is LXR, HD, Family Prospecting, and Mad Hatter. I have more, and I just haven't got them on here yet, but that's neither here nor there. Let's run some dirt. So I'm struggling a little bit with this bronchitis. Not a lot of air out here, I guess, this morning. But if my wife knew that I was out here, she'd probably kick my butt. But we're going to try to run this a little bit of material and see how it goes. Okay, this is what it looks like when it's running. You can see the shake it has to it, and I'm going to pour some material. I'm not going to shovel out of this because there's not enough there to shovel. My riffle rack pretty flat in order to catch the really small stuff. As you can see the material going over the riffles here. I kind of overfilled the top. So I can drop that one link and it'll run faster. If you don't use a level to do this, you just watch the material. You can see it's running good. My tines are coming off. The rocks are up on the grizzly here. So I'm just about done with running that. Usually when we're running for like an hour, when this upper plate gets clear, and then we put the next amount of dirt in right there. And I don't know if you can see it, but right here is that's black sand. So you can see this is really heavy material, so it does have to run a little bit faster. Okay, so we've taken this and cut it down to about 25%, maybe 20% of what I had in this tub. So we'll clean up, show you how easy it is to clean up. Okay, that's it. It's cleaned up. The riffles are clean. Now we'll take this material in and pan it. I'm not sure what's in that because it's just some old dredge tailings. So as you can see, this is down to a lot of black sand. There's a few bigger rocks and gravel, but there's a lot of black sand. And we will put some surfactant in this water. Good old jet dry. Just in case we got little guys trying to float on us. Okay, that's that for now, and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry it's taking so long, guys. But I'm a little weak from this bronchitis. Should say I'm a lot weak. But we will prevail. So that's about 2.5 scoops. Don't know what you're seeing here. I didn't turn my lens around. Oh, I hate to do that. So I got a safety pan and a regular pan. That was a quarter minus screen. You can see that's just about all black sand now. Lots of black sand. Now if you keep shaking it down and just peeling that top layer off, you can get rid of some of the black sand. Or you can use a magnet when it's dry. And I've got all sorts of those magnets. So this is what we got. And it is all black sand there. I can't get you in the light though. Let's see if there's anything in this. Now this is dredge tails that we have previously gone through on the claim, but I have no idea what's in here. We usually do a pretty good job on the claim while we're on the claim. Boy, we must have done a really good job because that one's nada. Nothing left but black sand. So it's not going to be a real good indicator of what we can catch with the dry washer with that one, but there's more material. Okay, nothing in the safety pan, nothing in the primary pan. Sometimes I save the black sand for making making up pay dirt bags. But I think sharing what's in here, I'm able to do the whole thing. So this was a third full when we started with the dry washer. You can tell it was clear up here, not up there, and that's what we got was 2 little pansfuls out of there. It's a pretty efficient system with a dry washer. They will, a lot of people say, oh yeah, they're only 80%. That's not really true. It depends on who's operating and how they're set up. If you're running really flat and you're screening your material before you go in, now this was pre-screened, I thought to quarter minus, but there was a lot of bigger rocks in here, so. Oh, I know what this was. This had to be off the bottom of the dredge, off the riffle rack on the bottom. And we just cleaned up and we didn't clean this up. So very seldom do we get much in the lower end unless we're into some high gold. Sorry about the coughing and hacking in the video, but right now it's a must. Let me see. I thought there was a little flake there, but no. There's one little teeny speck. You can't see it. You can't possibly see this. I had a bottle here. Where'd you go? Because I can't hardly see it being this close. There we go. So anyhow, it caught that one little speck. That's a good thing. So, about all I can take in this few minutes. So, thank you for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, comment, come back again. Thank you so much for watching. May the bottom of your pan be gold forever.